Cat from Minor Conflict, and this is Vox-Feed, where we sit around and talk shit about the game that we love. Today we have Henry.
Hello again.
And Ellen.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about some 40k.
Your cat.
It's my name.
And you're Henry.
And he's Henry.
I'm Henry.
And you're
That's Alan.
Ellen.
Alan. Yes.
Yeah.
New friends.
I've learned so much.
Cheers.
Cheers. Quick, no pressure, Henry.
Oh shit.
Duh.
Cheers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It's not as satisfying with a twister.
No, it doesn't smell as good either. I don't know why it doesn't.
Is this cider or is it?
Classic lime and soda. So it's like, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
What's wrong?
That's much hoppier than I thought it was going to be.
No.
Can you handle it?
Fuck me.
Do you want one of my? Oh, that's a bit much, isn't it?
That's a spicy boy.
Oh my God.
Do you want to trade? Trade? Cheers.
Yeah, right,
Done.
cheers.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Compromise.
Yeah.
We can do that because we're
yeah.
COVID-free in New Zealand, by the way. That's fine. I mean, meningitis is probably still a thing, but I think we'll be all right.
God,
Mono, the kissing
that is
disease.
pretty
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking prickly though.
Yeah, good boy.
If I pass out.
By the way,
Sorry, we're
viewer,
back. And we're
listener.
back.
We just had a slight drinking problem. It's fine.
Yeah.
If you're watching, you can listen to it on Stitcher and Spotify and other podcast places.
Yes.
And if you're listening to it, you can hop on YouTube and watch if you're like a voyeur or something.
And if you're just listening to it, Kit drank a little bit of his very prickly beer and didn't enjoy it.
And did enjoy it. And now I've got a lime and soda, which is quite nice.
Yes.
And of course, Monty's here. He's pottering around somewhere. You gonna jump up? No, you're just sniffing around the table.
Here he comes. Come
Okay.
on, Monty. Oh, no, okay.
So yeah, how's he been? How's everyone been? How's your week been, guys?
Good.
Been going on?
It's been a good week.
Yeah,
buddy.
it's been good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just been getting on with things and trying to get my models sorted.
Yeah.
He loves to put a leg in the crotch. Eh?
He does.
His favourite place
He's
to
got
put it.
perfect aim.
Yeah. What about you, man?
Good. I've a few things this week. Keeping it short though. I got this, and I'll just do it by the mic so people that are listening can. There's a whole bunch of Astra Militarum boys, and it's in a box from Dunedin. And he wrote "The plant broke before the guard did" on it, and I was like, okay, is this an inside joke? But then I realised there's a stamp on the back. It says Stephen Gold of California Incorporated, Sacramento, California. I'm like, is that a weed thing? Is that a weed reference?
It's got to be a 420 thing, right?
Surely.
Do you reckon he got shipped some weed?
How you get shit weed? Yeah.
I mean, it's an island.
Yeah.
I know where the end days are now, but I don't think we can ship weed here yet.
Yeah. So anyway, but it's got it for good though. So I'm going to contrast paint them. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh yeah.
And also, there's no fence between mine and my neighbour's house, so I'm a little bit like eager to get home at some point because I left my surfboards out in the garden.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. It'll be right.
How's your neighbour?
I messaged my neighbour saying, can you keep an eye on it? She's like, I'm leaving at 6:30. Do you want me to move the boards? And this is no dig at her or anything, but she hasn't really surfed in her life, and these are long boards. These are long surfboards. They're like 10 foot long. She's like, I'll move them for you. And I'm like, yeah, go on. So she's moved them for me out of sight, apparently. But I'm just like cringing when I get home. I bet they're going to be all dented and
Busted up and wrecked. Yeah.
Sorry, it's not very Warhammer related, but it is hobby related. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just
No.
venting. It's 'cause I'm just venting, guys.
Stress talking?
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I've been real busy this week. I've been listening to Saturnine, which is the new Siege of Terror book. Yes, fucking prickly.
Yeah, I just got a big prickle of that there. Just,
Don't breathe it. I find if you don't breathe and drink.
yeah, you don't want the after breath.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's people cringing right now, being like, these guys can't even drink beer properly.
We haven't even talked about. So I'm reading the book, the
you
new
read the
book.
Yeah, go.
And it's a very good book. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like because I kind of think Legion, which is the Alpha Legion one, Calth, Master of Mankind, and probably the first three are the only I mean, all the Horus Heresy books are pretty good.
Haven't read those yet. I'd love to.
But those are like the real good ones, and this is like better than all of them.
Yeah.
So it's real good. It has like themes and it's like it's saying things like it's really it's really good.
I forgot what I did actually
Found
get
out what
this.
the Emperor's name was.
Ooh, Tom.
No. Yeah, Mark.
Close.
Really?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Thomas.
Kind of close.
Okay, well, what's his name? Or shall we not?
No.
Spoilers.
Party Mum. Anyway.
Kit.
Professional.
What were you going to say, Alan?
Professional.
Oh, I got the Demonofuge 20th anniversary comic.
That's what I was going to say. You got a comic, didn't you?
I got my comic and I like blitzed it in one night. It's not hard.
It's like a pretty chunky last though, right?
It's a pretty chunky book because it's a collection of all the Demonofuge comics, and it was good. It was a good read. It was fun.
I won't borrow that.
Yes, for sure.
Did you read it on the toilet?
No, not on the bed.
Okay, I'll borrow that if I can.
Hardcover special edition. I didn't take it to the shitter.
It was that good. It's like every time you come across like you go to a second-hand shop and there's cheap foot drop flats.
Oh, they're all.
yeah.
Oh, I'll take some. Oh,
no.
At least wash them first.
Yeah, it's definitely
Or
been
rip
in
the
the shit
covers
room.
off.
Definitely been in
And
the
then-
shit castle.
Yeah. Foot drop flats is a comic, by the way.
It's a dog and his man.
Yep.
That's yep.
One of the best comics ever.
It is.
So
Anyway.
Anyway, the 40k
the box was a big thing.
success in
Yeah.
a lot of ways.
Huge.
Huge. And Mighty Up
Massive.
sold out, what, 15 minutes?
Less than it was.
Yeah.
I think it sold out globally in 15 minutes. Just about.
Right.
I like had one of the shops here was like at the end of the day posted in the Facebook group being like, so we have like 5 left over. Does anyone want these?
Really?
It's like the whole John Travolta
Tower
thing.
Junction were just like, hey, we have 5 left. Does anyone want them?
It's kind of like my limited edition sisters box when I couldn't find them anywhere.
Yeah.
And Toy World's like, hey, we're still singing.
Yeah.
I bet you they hired security for that day. At Toy World, they're like, yeah, well, I have some security. Tonight's going to get out of hand. And then everybody just went online. And they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there you go. That's why you support local, because they always have leftover copies.
But then, so they already went up on eBay even before they were released.
Yeah. That was pretty crazy.
Oh, that's a high risk, high reward.
People scalping them out for heaps of dollars.
Yeah, like $1,000 for a box, or somebody was selling the box for £30.
That's a fucking joke.
They didn't even get the box yet, and they're trying to scalp the box.
But it all worked out
Yeah.
because,
We're
as
still alive.
is easy to point out, it's a mold, so it's real easy for them to make more, and that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not handmade. Oh, okay. Oh, we
They're not
shouldn't spend that
bespoke.
much money on them then.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have spent all that fucking cash
And pulling your hair out,
money.
refreshing the page.
No, I called him up I was a bit cheeky. I called him up like a week before and was
you?
like, hey, have you already got a list? And he's like, I might already have a list. I was like, can I go on the list? And he's like, yeah, I can put you on the list.
Interesting.
It was very nice of him.
Robbery.
What else? What else? There's something else. Oh, the fucking app happened.
Oh, big app.
Well, it hasn't happened
Big boy
yet.
banana app.
They've just announced what the app is going to be.
Yeah, and how
And
it's
how
going
much?
to work.
Yeah, and how much.
I love it how we all have like, and I'm like, and how much?
And how much it
I
is.
just care about
Did you
money.
hear?
Yeah.
So it's free,
Oh.
except,
I thought it was.
except for how it's not.
Oh, yeah. right.
So
It's free to try.
yeah. No, so you can use your digital copies for free.
Yep.
You can there was something else you can do for free.
Doesn't it update your codecs for free?
So you buy your codecs, you get a code, like you know how Vidya games,
yeah.
Okay. Just before.
Vidya tapes used to have codes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in the back of your book. I'm assuming there's a little scratchy.
Oh, sick. Filthy. So you can actually still buy the physical copy and you get like a CD key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
A
Yeah.
CD
That's
key.
what I was talking
Yeah.
about with the whole vinyl thing. It's like getting
Yeah.
vinyl again.
And you
Yeah.
don't have to pay to use your CD key. That part of the
Yeah.
app is free and unlocked.
Dopamine, 5 ounces.
If you pay though, you get the list builder,
Yes, which is what everyone actually wants.
what everyone actually wants. Although I was talking to a friend of mine because I was saying, oh, Battlescribe's going to get shut down like day one.
Yeah.
Apparently not.
No. I don't
I
think.
mean,
Because
no.
of the way it works.
Yeah.
Battlescribe doesn't actually make anything.
Yeah.
They just supply a framework, and then the community provides the actual stuff. So
So it's up to you.
because it's community made, they can't shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Battlescribe is probably safe.
It's
It is
probably safe,
you
but the
and
thing
I.
is, GW has a pretty big team of lawyers, And I would say before they released their
Do you
own
think they
app,
have more lawyers than they do model designers?
probably. I would say that
Look at the poses. The poses say everything.
I would say because
Just suit man, eh?
before they
Those days,
before they released their own app, Battlescribe was a necessary evil. They needed it to exist because
Yeah.
you couldn't run games or tournaments
Totally.
without
It was
it.
insane that they hadn't.
Yeah.
That they haven't done it by now.
Well, it's because
Yeah.
other people picked up the
Yeah.
slack. But now that they've actually got a revenue stream related to app building,
Yeah.
they've obviously want to make sure
Yeah.
that people go to the
Yeah.
official app.
£6, right? Is it £6? £8.
Something pounds 99 pence. I think it was.
I think it worked out to be £6. It was $5.99 or something.
Was it $5.99 or $7.99? I can't remember.
£6 or £8, which
£6
is
to £8.
$10. $10?
About $10.
About $10 for us.
Not wait.
A month.
$10 a month.
I don't like paying monthly. I'd just rather pay yearly.
They'll probably do that too.
Yeah. I mean, big shout out, like, just looking back on that whole thing, how they're doing it now, which is really good. But big shout outs to those people that played in the noughties, like the 2000s that had to write lists out.
Yes.
Not to mention those fluffy lists as well. Ones that's like, oh, I'm going to give every third person a bolt gun or a different, you have to write it all out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Crazy.
I was there in the
Yeah.
days when I wrote it on paper and stuff before the days of
See,
Battlescribe.
well, I kind of was, but I wasn't doing Warhammer. But still,
We
like-
just made
Yeah.
shit up.
yeah, yeah.
What have you got?
Yeah,
I've got Khan the Betrayer. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. What's he riding in? He's riding an Admech Durnstrider. And then I've got 3 guys on bikes, and they can advance and charge and shoot all at the same time. And this guy,
What do you have, George? Orcs.
yeah. We just didn't know what anything
Yeah.
did, so you were just like, I mean, it looks like it does that.
Yeah.
You go, yeah, all right, yeah, fair enough.
I
Kids
thought-
are dumb.
I do feel it's a little bit.
At least I was.
I do personally feel it's a little
Still
bit
am.
of double dipping. I think if you paint for the codex, because that's the only way to get your rules into the thing, and there's a proprietary code, so you already know you're spending, at least for us, like what,
See, that's-
$84?
Yeah.
And then you have to pay for the list building as well.
Well,
on
you
top of
don't
that.
have to pay for the
You don't have to play.
but you will.
You will, and I will. I would definitely at least give it a try to see if it's
See,
any good.
that was a big concern. I was thinking if you it did how much information was in the list builder, but if it doesn't unlock things until you buy the codex,
Exactly.
then
You
'cause
can't.
otherwise you could just kind of get by with the list builder, right?
Yeah, you couldn't do one without the other. There's
Yeah.
no way you could have a list builder without having all the information there.
Yeah.
So, for me, it's double dipping.
It's
I think it's a pretty shitty way of doing it, but I'm still gonna, take the knee
Yeah.
and accept it for a
it's-
while.
It's very Games Workshop, though.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Oh, it's fucking
it does
classic.
reek of Games Workshop.
It's not just
Yeah.
Games Workshop. It's just everything now. Everything's stuck behind paywalls and DLCs
Yeah.
and
True.
subscriptions.
Fortunately, porn's still pretty. That's pretty.
Well, that's because there's a lot of passionate people.
Yeah,
yeah.
They do it for the love.
yeah. Well, they literally do it. Yeah, for the love.
Mm.
That's what the scratch and sniff thing they had to do the premium. I don't know what that would be. That's
Good.
nice.
Oh,
What am I talking about? App.
App. What else? What else? There was something else happened.
For the app or?
No. Is there anything else for the app? Do we want to
Well,
talk about the app?
because I got the thing of like, just do these 4 steps and you can download it. And I haven't been able to get it yet.
Well, it's not out yet, is it?
It's not out, but it says you can download it now, and then it'll just activate when it actually is out. But
I haven't tried that.
I can't even do step 1, which is log in on my Warhammer. I don't even know where my Warhammer
God.
is.
They
That's
have to make an
probably 'cause
account and
my
stuff.
Warhammers shit the bed because they weren't expecting that many people to sign up at all at once. And they
Well, haha, guess what?
just, what?
You got lots of fans.
What?
No, GW.
Oh.
If you're GW.
I thought you were meaning me. Because I do, obviously.
Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him.
Yeah, they do. But guess what? Yeah, they got a lot. And then,
yeah.
like,
If that's the reason, I'd be
if
pretty
that's
upset.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I
that's
presume
pretty
they're
dumb.
just they're definitely doing that little bait thing that's sort of,
Well, they're so fucking good. They do that real good, eh?
very good at
They
doing
just
it.
like to
Kudos
give
to you
the
guys.
pot away stir, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
I think they could make it better than Battlescribe. And the one thing
Oh, shit, yeah.
the one thing I definitely want to see added to their app, which would make it great for tournaments, is you could just press your list and it's just have a QR code, and the opponent just puts their phone over your screen.
Just
But-
sends it straight over, and you can see it. You
Exactly.
can see all the special rules.
Oh,
open it up.
wow.
Exactly. If they had something like that,
Because the stratagems are in there as well.
yeah,
And you can favorite all your stratagems.
yeah.
Oh,
And I mean, that list with all their rules will only, you can make it temporary, so it only stays on for 24 hours or 12 hours and then it's gone. So that way it's not an issue of the opponent keeping rules that they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
It'd be great for tournaments, it'd be make things so much smoother. Something Battlescribe
right,
doesn't
yeah.
have.
especially if it's that whole thing of like, what was it? It's like 5,000 points worth of your army,
Yeah.
but you use X amount per game. Is that right? You only use 2,000.
Oh, the Conquest.
Yeah.
Crusade.
Crusader.
You're doing it now.
I think I always done it. I don't think I ever stopped.
This isn't really 40k related, but well, it kind of is.
Well,
Age of Sigma. Yeah, we did. We talked a lot about surfboards. Age of Sigma released a like code of conduct, which I thought was kind of sweet.
I haven't seen
kinda
this.
cute.
So this is all
Do you want me
new
to
me.
run you through it?
Yes, please.
Should I run you through it?
Please.
Monty.
Monty is ready. Monty is
Hey,
here.
buddy. How you doing, little man?
You listeners.
He's being very
Where's his
curious.
bum hole? Oh, there it is. It's like real.
Yeah, it kind of gets. It goes in and out.
Oh,
Is that a happy thing?
I would see it.
So the cardinal rules of Age of Sigma:
Wash thyself.
always be polite and respectful, and always
Aw.
tell the truth and never cheat.
Yeah, okay.
They wrote it down, guys. They wrote it down.
So this is Age of Sigma. Right?
Yeah, so obviously for 40k, you can lie and cheat as much as you
One
want.
of my first-
You
Yeah.
don't have to be polite. Or
One of my first games coming back to 40k after a long ass hiatus, the first opponent I played should have followed that rule.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you were there.
I was there.
And so is LMP.
Yes.
I haven't
that was-
done a comp
yeah.
yet, but by crikey, from what I've watched you guys play comps, and it's just like there must be a different community to Age of Sigma if that's their first rule.
Do you guys want to know the key principles of Age of Sigma?
Yes.
Okay, first one. Arrive on time with all the things you need.
Ooh, shit.
Right, yeah.
So I'm fucked.
Yeah, we both were late to our tournament
Yep.
and had to play each other because of
Yep.
Deodorant.
Offer to shake your opponent's hand before the game.
No, not allowed. COVID.
COVID.
Yeah,
I mean
very
here we
good.
can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sounds like Papa
May I
Nogo
shake
wrote
your
these
hand?
rules.
you may.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Alan's coming. May I John Keat?
True.
I'm the only one with a ponytail here, so
Look at if you don't know what that is, look up the John Key handshake because
Oh.
it is a fucking beautiful thing. God, I love it. Avoid using language your opponent might find offensive.
Oh,
yep, good.
Yeah, cunt.
yeah. Oh, that's the first.
That's the one
Yeah.
we're not allowed to say.
You heard it here first.
Ask your opponent's permission if you want to play with unpainted models.
Oh,
No,
that's,
yeah.
oh, that's proper good.
That's a
That
good, that's a
is
good one.
Proper good.
Yeah.
Don't fucking assume that that's going to be okay because that's the worst.
Trigger.
And also 10 points. Offer your opponent a chance to examine your army roster before the game.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, we would generally just talk people through it anyway.
Yeah, I just tell them all my tricks and tricks.
And this is what I'm going to
Tips
do,
and
and this is
tricks.
how it does it,
Yeah.
and this is
Yeah.
what. Yeah.
I'm glad you.
Don't do that. Be like, what did we play a game the other day?
Gotcha hammer?
No, I don't. No, I'm not going to talk about that because I'll upset someone. No.
He probably doesn't listen.
That's not my problem then.
Yeah, he probably doesn't listen anyway. Offer your opponent a chance. Answer any questions your opponent has about your army and the rules that apply to your army. Same thing, but double down, I guess.
Right.
Measure move distances carefully and accurately.
Yes.
Yes. Well, naturally.
Well, this is one thing I do as a personal rule. I always measure charges before rolling. So there's none of this trying just to stretch the tape business.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you know, right?
Yeah.
I always, when I was young.
And you're not like, oh, but it's
Almost,
almost
almost,
7.
it's
Yeah.
close.
No, but we measured it and it was 6 beforehand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I had a tendency to accidentally cheat. Move things. And
Yeah. Knock the model whilst you're trying to measure
or
it and
from
stuff.
front to back sort of
Yeah.
thing, instead of going from front to front. Or something like, it'll be like front to back. Back, front, back, 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 back.
Back.
Back, front, back.
Fire starter. Here's a good one. Give your opponent a chance to look at your dice before you pick them up and roll them again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You'll know that, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Remind your opponent about rules they may have forgotten to use or which, if used incorrectly, especially if doing so would be to their own advantage.
No, because otherwise you guys would have lost heaps against me.
So, like, hey, if you're space tools and someone charges within 6 inches of your characters, be like, hey, remember my guys have a 6 inch throw intervention.
True.
So that they don't get caught out. Because
Because
it's just nice
Gotcha
to
Hammer's
do.
not cool.
It's not fun.
No.
It just sucks. Never deliberately waste time during a game.
Yep.
That's a good
I'm
one.
sorry, I'm always going to do that. I'm always
You don't
gonna
do it
waste time.
deliberately.
I literally
You do
wasted
waste
the
a lot of
first-
time.
I wasted the first 10 minutes of this video. talking
remember-
about my ailments.
There was a tournament many, many years ago where I finished the game, and then I went over to one of our friends who was playing, and he hasn't even,
Oh, I remember
his
that.
opponent even hadn't finished turn 1 yet.
Yeah.
I was like,
No,
and-
he'd just started his turn 2.
oh, that's right, yes.
Yeah. 3 hours, 3.5 hours.
So, I was done.
Yeah. And he was like, yeah, I just got to start my turn 2. Oh, did you go second? No, I went first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Avoid distracting your opponent when they are trying to concentrate.
Okay.
Right.
I'm kind of not on board with that one a little bit.
I talk shit all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I just try to use
And
humor
we
to mask my
we do
pain.
that a lot. Like we constantly.
I'm a
annoy each other
nervous
when we're trying
talker,
to
so.
yeah.
No, but that's good. That's good. But you know, obviously, if it's your friend, you can be a dick as much as you want. Never complain about your bad luck or your opponent's good luck.
I was actually bad at this in my first tournament. I was complaining like, let's see how many ones I can roll, because I thought it was funny and I was new and I was ignorant.
This is actually really good.
But this is something I definitely
This is
stopped
actually
doing
a really
after
good
that.
one because it's real. Yeah, it's real. Not great.
It really kills the mood of the game
Yeah,
if you
it can
keep
suck the fun out of it real bad.
if you keep bitching about your own dice rolls.
Yeah.
I love doing that though. It's my jam.
You don't bitch about them though.
I don't.
You
don't.
celebrate.
I do. Yeah, I do. But that's because I don't play.
How many shots and kills have your sniper gotten in all the games he's had?
Yeah.
In the entirety of their
Oh
career.
my goodness. Yeah.
How many confirmed kills?
Okay, well, screw it. I spent 10 minutes talking, so I'll talk about these snipers. No. I've got what, 5 rattlings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is coming up later on. We'll talk about that.
We'll get to that.
But right now, my rattlings are terrible. They're fucking atrocious. They just keep missing. And I've got one.
And they have the best ballistic skill in your army.
Yeah, they do. But they're not. But the guy that's worse is a guy that I painted. He's one of the first geezers I painted, like special sniper guy. So oh cool, give him a cool unique helmet, and I did. It's like, oh great, fantastic. And like he's been part of my command squad since my
The beginning.
command squad has been the beginning. And he just keeps missing. He just keeps missing, or he gets like a perfect hit. Well, obviously not a 6, because otherwise it would be more of a wound. And he just misses, or just doesn't wound. And he's,
He either hits and doesn't wound, or he doesn't hit at all.
He might hit, but there's definitely no wounds. I don't think there's been ever a wound on any of your guys, Alan's guys, any of our friends that I play with.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna strip the paint off him and fucking repaint him and hope to God it fucking works.
The bad juju. that you
Yeah,
made
yeah,
into
Yeah,
his
you
yeah.
squad.
gotta
Way.
exercise the,
I
yeah.
don't think it will. I'm not. Morale isn't high. The rattlings, I haven't had them for long, so
Yeah.
yeah. That's okay. That's my element.
The last one I thought was kind of funny.
Oh,
So the last one is never collude with an opponent to fix the outcome of a game.
Well, there's been
sorry. How do we?
So I think there was a tournament a couple
Yeah.
of years ago where the two guys who went up into the finals together were just like, yo, we'll just draw and split the prize.
yeah. Or some other things, or somebody's like, hey, I'll let you win. I want to lose, so I don't go against a certain opponent somewhere down the line.
Yeah, that too, I guess.
So you get a higher
Interesting.
rating, I get in, and this other team doesn't get in because
Yeah,
Maybe
Yeah.
the English,
that's some shit.
maybe
it is some shit. But
sorry, Karen.
but yeah,
No, hold on.
it's never happened in our tournaments.
Well, Henry has a thought that he wants to share.
No, it's not my show.
What were you gonna say?
I was just saying maybe the English person of me is all Prime and Prejudice on it and think colluding is like kissing them. Of course you're not going to. Well, I mean, you can. If you both have feelings.
Or just into it, I don't know.
No colluding. Sorry,
I think that's canoodling.
Yeah.
Those days are behind us, Henry.
Oh,
What was the word initially?
colluding.
Colluding, not canoodling.
think you're getting a lot mixed up, man.
The beer hit you pretty hard.
My surfboards.
Righto. Should we go on Fact Watch?
Yeah, let's talk about the fact.
Yeah.
Fact Watch 2020.
We're not going to talk about everyone's facts, just the facts that affect us.
Yeah,
So.
because we're selfish. Who wants to start?
I can start.
Okay.
So I got a couple armies. The first one I want to talk about is Sisters. And they got a few changes. The one which I'm most happy about, and it's great that they actually addressed this before 9th started.
Oh yeah, this is
So everyone knows the Triumph of St. Catherine, the big funeral procession.
It's a bunch of ladies with carrying a coffin.
Just a bunch of ladies carrying a coffin. Unfortunately, it was 18 wounds, so as per the rules, it couldn't hide behind anything. It could be seen.
It's like smaller than a rhino, right?
Yeah, it's smaller than a rhino. I mean, it's got the Riptide-sized base, so I don't know how big that is. A flyer base.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's just a bunch of infantry models, and it has the infantry keyword. But because it had 18 wounds, it could be shot through cover and everything. But now they've changed in the FAQs that you treat it as 9 wounds or less when it comes to terrain rules only.
Yeah.
So it's great. It's perfect. I mean, I was kind of hoping that they would say obscure rule doesn't apply to this except for infantry models, but this works too, so I don't care. It works.
So sorry, the model is literally them carrying a coffin.
It's a bunch of ladies carrying a coffin.
So did they make this before the meme came out? Funeral dances?
Yes, just. I mean, it was close, but
What is the meme of the funeral dance?
the funeral dancers?
It's like this. I think it's Namibia or something. They have you can hire, like 6 Namibian guys dressed up real sharply, and they dance with your coffin.
And it's amazing.
And it is amazing.
It is worth a watch.
Plenty of memes.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And there is a Sisters one version of it.
Yeah.
If you look, they exist. Mortifiers, because you can shoot into combat now. They had a rule before where they could count as pistols in close combat. So that's changed. It's just been deleted.
Cool.
The Battle Sanctum, which is the big fuck off structure,
building thing?
cathedral building you can buy.
Oh, that monstrosity.
Which has only gone up by 10 points, so it's 55 points or 65 points.
Monty.
It's not many points either way. They defined it as area terrain, has breachable, heavy cover, light cover, and scalable traits. So it doesn't obscure. If it did obscure, that would be too broken.
It'd be come on.
It'd be seriously broken.
Hey.
But
Not in front of the camera.
it's still really good for the prices you pay.
Not in public.
It's amazing. And Devote Serenity. So this is true for any other army's trait that gave you some sort of effect with morale. Now you just auto pass combat attrition.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up with the Dark Angels as well.
Yeah, Dark Angels has one. The Eldar have one.
So the Dark Angels, their trait used to be if you stay still, you can reroll once to hit, which they still have, and they can only ever lose one person to morale, which is still true because when you lose morale, the first person runs, and then you make combat attrition tests.
So nothing's
the
changed.
So it's exactly the same.
So you can still lose one
elegant,
model.
kind of nice little fix.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite
That's pretty much all the things with Sisters. The point changes are everything I would expect. Nothing is like making me feel, oh my god, this is terrible. Why have they done this? The only one weapon that I can think that they've pointed up was the Condemned Bolt Gun, which used to be 1 point, and they've made it 5. Because of that, there's literally no place for it in my army anymore.
What is it?
The Condemned Bolt Gun is just a standard bolt gun, but if you target a Psyker, it would do D3 mortal wounds instead of 1.
Oh, wow.
That's a pretty good gun.
It's a pretty
really
good
gun.
but it's just a bolter, and
Does it target characters?
there's a relic version. So this is the only reason you would get it.
It's
Is
to bring the relic.
to bring the relic
Yeah.
version.
I mean,
We can talk about that too, Orc players, in a minute.
kudos to that bolt gun.
Yeah.
That's a good bolt gun.
Yeah, it's good, but the only problem is because most Psychers are
Characters. Well, Thousand Suns.
yeah, Thousand Suns, Grey Knights, those sort of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise-
and you really want to kill Psychers when you're fighting them, so
Yeah, really want to kill them. But yeah, it's, otherwise the Sisters they actually got by really good with their everything positive. I
Yeah.
would say the point changes nothing more than you would expect.
Right. Okay.
Um,
Nice.
Necrons.
Please.
Necrons.
Yes. You
If
first.
Fackwatch. Fackwatch.
09.
No, nothing.
Oh.
Nothing.
I was really hoping that there'd be a little hint in there for reanimation protocols or something.
The reason
there's
I don't
nothing.
think you have anything is because their codex is going to come out, and there's no point
I
putting
think it's
a.
going to be
Yeah.
coming out
It's
real
gonna,
speedy.
Yeah,
That's
def-
why they're baiting it. They're not doing anything because
It's,
they're like,
yeah.
don't
But-
tell mother.
But you know what? It's going to be the first codex, and it's going to be great
Yeah.
until all the other codexes
Yeah.
come out. It's going to be first
I
codex.
did
problems.
get really excited
Oh.
because I saw.
Hero of
So you can do invasion beam, which is like where your flyer. You go like, hey, I'm going to put these guys on another world,
Oh,
and
the-
then the flyer flies over and goes, and
Yeah.
they teleport in.
Yeah.
And there was a thing in the FAQ saying you can do that in the first turn, and I was like, oh, that's cool, but it was the
Front door.
emergency one.
Oh, okay.
So when
yeah.
when the flyer blows up, you can spend a CP to dump the boys out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you lose them
All
altogether.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can do that in the first turn. So you could bait just to throw a flyer up the board, expect it to die, and then have like a unit deep strike right in the enemy's face,
Yeah.
which might be a thing, but it's probably not. What about you, guardsman?
Oh. FAQ time.
Fackwatch!
Fackwatch, sorry.
2020.
I didn't, yeah, 2020. I said 09 before.
Oh no.
Yeah.
2020 09.
Yeah, 2020 09. 9th of the 20th. I don't know. Yeah, no, it's. I mean, okay. So I did it today. Did some research, did some homework. Watched some blokes on YouTube. Watched some other blokes on YouTube. How we're going? Yeah, we're going alright. I mean, it's
No, just the FAQ stuff. Were there any FAQ?
FAQ, yeah. So, the Rattlings thing's quite cool.
So what's the ranking things?
okay.
I don't know, but I don't know about
I'll
this.
just-
I don't.
Do you know what's
No.
I didn't read. I only read it very quickly over the Astro
I'll
Bomb
get
Charm
it
stuff.
verbatim, so I can. So don't say I think, because I like saying that. I think. No, here it is. Rattling's ranged weapons list. So each time you select a target for this weapon, you can ignore the lookout sir rule.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the sniper.
Each time in an attack.
That's pretty much
Yeah.
everybody
sniper.
who's a sniper has basically gotten
Yeah.
that.
Only this time they're short.
Yeah.
Because they're rattling.
See,
Because they're
but the
Rattlings.
important thing to note with this, the sniper rule that's changed. There's certain units which are bodyguards, and they aren't a lookout sir mechanic.
They have a whole like the little tin can man.
Yeah,
They're totally turbine boys.
turbine boys. Yep.
I'm gonna call them the turbine boys. That's my new name for them. The turbine boys have that special rule where they just
Made the cryptic
yeah,
untargetable.
they just make them untargetable.
So this wouldn't ignore it. So your sniper still can't target those
Yeah.
characters
Yes.
with bodyguards.
And I'm assuming those Ultramarines Victrix Guard boys are gonna do
And I
something
hope
similar.
hope the Gemini Superior get the same
Mhm.
rule,
Yeah.
but we'll have to see.
And the usual roll of 6 inflicts 1 mortal wound on the target. You know, the
Yep.
usual choppy.
Yeah.
Got a few other things as well, but regimental doctrines. That's making me go like, are they going to do that thing that we all desire, which is like an expansion pack so you can change the regiment of your army?
Oh yeah.
The
I
Build-A-Bear
don't know.
one.
Yeah, I don't know. But
But
I
yeah,
don't know.
Build-A-Bear.
This, you know, Valhallan is Scrim Demeanor rules text. So each time a combat attrition test is taken for a unit
Yep.
with this
Yeah.
doctrine, half the number of models that flee from that unit, rounding fractions down.
So how does that work if you're rolling a dice for each boy?
Well, then if you were going to lose 2, you only lose 1. If you're going to lose 3, then according to that, you only lose 1.
Yeah.
So that's actually quite strong.
Yeah, that's actually quite good.
Really good, which
Valhalla's
I'll
always
get
been
to in a
good.
minute. But the whole thing is there's also rumours, and I'll say it now. There's rumours as well that I think the commissar rules are going to change because they're a little bit behind.
a little bit
Because they
nothing.
nerfed them basically. They were OP to start with. You would shoot
Yeah.
one guy, they wouldn't fall, but you know. So they nerfed that, but I think they're going to spice it up a bit more. I'm not sure how, but I think definitely with that whole Valhallan thing as well, you know,
Yeah.
kind of looking towards the whole kind of stuff thing. Another one, Talon, Swift Wind, which is units with this doctrine are eligible to shoot in a turn in which they advanced, and if they do, models in that unit can make attacks with the weapon they are equipped with, excluding heavy weapons, and if they had not advanced, if a vehicle model with this doctrine advances until the end of the turn, the type characteristic of any heavy weapons it is equipped with.
Become assault.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Can you
That hasn't changed though.
Yeah.
Has it?
No, that is different, isn't it? Because before
They used to be able to move and shoot.
they used to be able to move and shoot their weapons without penalty.
Yeah.
But now that they can advance, as far as I know,
so they can advance and shoot with the -1.
you know how threatening that makes a Hellhound now?
I don't want to fucking talk about Hellhounds.
A Hellhound can move 12, advance D6. Now it's an assault weapon, and the flame turret I think is 16-inch. Oh no, 12 inches.
I think it's
No, it's
12.
No, I think it's 16-inch range.
16? Okay, yeah.
But that's an insane threat
It's good
range.
inch range anyway.
Yeah. Because the -1 hit for advancing with assault weapons don't apply when you're hitting automatically.
Yeah.
That's quite a threat.
Something a little bit spicy with volley fire as well. It wasn't highlighted. The stuff that Alan very kindly highlighted for me. Is this special? Each time you roll, I presume this is with infantry. Each time you roll a hit roll of 6+ for an attack by a model in that unit, immediately make one additional hit roll against the same target.
I think it's a stratagem, isn't it?
That's the stratagem. Volley fire. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it is too. Stratagem. I mean, that's pretty.
This FAQ.
That's cool.
What did they change? I don't know.
What have they changed?
I don't know. You need to find the original one.
Yeah.
But basically, it's looking like
There's not a whole lot of changes in England.
there's not a whole lot of changes. It's the usual thing.
It's just
I mean, yeah, you can play tanks, but just remember that if you're going to play lots of tanks, expect to lose half of them in the first turn if you do the first turn.
yeah.
Because everybody bases their whole armor penetration. Right? Okay, what can I fuck shit up with within first turn? They always use a Lehman Russ as a baseline thing.
Yeah. How many Lehman Russes can I kill?
Yeah.
I need to be strength 9 and I need to be -3.
Yeah.
In turn, though, as we talked about before, is second turn's looking a little bit precious and value. If you hide shit behind things,
Yeah, because you can.
you can. So
Because in 8th you couldn't hide your tanks. Not really.
Not really, yeah.
At least now you can.
Okay.
That's it for me.
What else you got?
I got Craft Worlds. Craft Worlds got
Craft Worlds.
shit on when it came to the points.
When it came to the points, I thought we were going to do points separately, so I didn't talk about the Necron
Well, I
points,
mean,
but
I just looked over them, and it kind of matters a little bit when you're looking at some of the FAQs.
Okay,
as
well, I
well.
want to go back and talk about Necron points then.
Okay.
Because there's some stuff. Necrons did quite well
Yeah.
at the points thing. Yeah, they seem to get not hit as hard as everyone else.
I'm not
I don't know why
surprised.
that would be.
I'm
I
not
can't think of a
surprised.
single reason why.
They were overcosted to begin with, so it only makes sense
Yeah.
that they didn't get hit hard with the points
Yeah,
increase,
that's true.
Warriors literally went up 1 point.
which is fine.
It's so good because everything else has jumped up like 3 or 4. Like
Is it-
this is a pretty good one. They got
It's
away pretty
same
clean.
with the Imperial Guardsmen. They only went up with 1
They
point.
only went up
Yeah.
1 point as well.
They stated infantry models, which are meant to be hordes, only go up by about 1 point.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say. So horde armies did not get like orcs only went up 1 point. Like they those big hordy blobs didn't go up in points
No,
that
too
much.
Yeah.
And I think Necrons, because you've got reanimation, I think are probably one of the few like really viable horde armies around. And especially with the way that the game's going to be played now, just moving into the middle with your blobs, dropping them on top of those objectives, and just being
Hold.
like,
Yeah.
"I'd try and shoot me, I guess.
Move me."
How many bullets you got?"
Yep.
That's going to be a bit of a pain too. Especially
They're going to be a real fucking
because it's
annoying.
like you think you did really well, and it's like right reanimation.
Half of what
Half
you
of
kill
them
comes
come
back.
back.
Yeah.
Crack that resurrection orb and like you're doing it on like a 3
And you
bucks.
do make the mistake where you don't concentrate on the warriors at the beginning of the game, and then you're left with 60 warriors you can't move because you don't have any firepower left. It's
pretty good.
It's pretty good.
And yeah.
that-
Anyway, yeah, that's all I want to say about Necrons.
Craft Worlds, because they got crapped on by the points.
Well, so you say that, but some of it's because you don't have to pay for guns anymore.
Yes, but even taking that into account, it's
Oh, they still got crapped on even with
Yeah.
that? Okay.
yeah. It's like the Storm Guardian went up by 50%, so it's
The troops went up a lot too, eh?
troops went up a lot. It's Howling Banshees. You got a nice new kit. They went up in points by a lot, and
And they're not really that useful.
no, they weren't. I mean, Howling
They're
Banshees.
strength free, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Howling Banshees aren't good for killing things. Don't ever use them with that intent because they won't do it. They're there to not be Overwatch and to tie up units, but because there's so many new mechanics to get things out of combat and being tied up,
Yeah.
it makes them a lot less useful.
And because half of the things you're charging can shoot you while you're in combat with them now anyway.
Exactly. So touching vehicles is like, oh no, I'm gonna get shot in the face.
Vehicle.
Sci-Ham bikers and FAQ, they can when the bikes advance, they can shoot the heavy weapons as if they were assault, so with a -1 penalty. Cool. I mean, it's great. Just in case you needed that extra movement to get to somewhere, and you had scat lasers on your bikes, you can still do it, and you can still shoot instead of making the unit useless and not be able to shoot. I mean, it's not great, but it's not terrible. This is a big one. I think this one's really cool and it's got some play. They've changed what the crystal targeting matrix does.
It's the vehicle thing, right?
It's the vehicle thing, and it hasn't gone up in points. It's stayed the same amount of points.
What did it used to do?
It used to do, so if your vehicles moved, they could still target the closest enemy unit and shoot it without penalty. So as if they had to move.
So obviously that's redundant now.
Exactly, that's redundant now because vehicles can move and shoot. So what is it now? So if the vehicle advances, whatever heavy weapon is treated as an assault weapon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you could...
That's much better.
I mean, the thing is, Eldar vehicles are so fast anyway, 16-inch moves, so you add an extra 6-inch on that,
And the board's
22
smaller.
inch. The board is
16
small.
inches is probably going to do it most of the time.
So a lot of people will argue that there isn't much point because you can move so fast anyways.
Is it a buyable thing, or is it just when you get
It's buyable. It's an upgrade.
Oh, so you have to spend points. Oh, so just don't.
It's 5 points. Yeah, you don't have to buy it. But the thing is, what I would do with it, because I have 3 warp hunters. Even though warp hunters went up by 25% in points, they're up to 205 points each. So the warp hunter, if people don't know, is this vehicle. It can shoot through. It can ignore. So it's got 2 weapons profile. The first profile is it can shoot through walls, and it's strength 10 -4 d6 damage, d3 shots. And the other profile, which this upgrade would definitely be sitting on all of them, is that it's got a 12-inch flamer profile. So 12-inch auto hit profile, strength 10, d6 shots, -4 d6 damage. So now,
oh fuck yeah!
So now these things you can advance, and you guarantee you're going to be torching things on the first turn.
Oh god!
It will. If you have 3 of them, you will melt 3 things in the opponent's gun line.
I hate it.
And then if they charge it, it doesn't matter. It's a flamer, auto hits. That's well worth a CP.
And it's of course you got flyers.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't know what to say to you. I don't know what to say to you other than you're going to use that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
that's...
not going to talk to you.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
I know.
That's pretty good.
Eldar trickery.
Yeah.
Vibro cannons got nerf, a pretty big nerf.
What the hell's a vibro cannon?
Vibro cannons were in the heavy support platforms, the heavy weapon platforms. And so there's
Those weird.
D3 shots, strength 7 -1 AP, 2 damage. And so what happens is every cannon that shoots at the same target after that, it's +1 to wound, additional -1 AP every time.
It has to be the same weapon.
It has to be the same. So the same a different vibro cannon has to shoot the same target.
Because that could be a cool mechanic.
It can. So
But
so if people bring 9 of them, so eventually they'll be wounding on 2s and doing quite a lot of damage.
What's the damage on it?
2.
Yeah.
But they were cheap. But the thing is, they've nerfed it so it's capped at +1 to wound. So regardless of how many. So after the first cannon, there's no extra benefits. So a lot of people are throwing up my vibro cannons are crap now. There's no point in taking them. I never took them. I never used them.
No.
But
Because you play fluffy.
ish. They are very much my tournament army.
Eldar's everyone's tournament army.
The Crimson Hunter Exarch. So they used to have a Exarch power that let it move and shoot its heavy weapons without penalty.
Obviously now it can.
Obviously it can't now. So it can ignore all ballistic modifiers on the target, which is pretty good. That means it's always hitting on 2s, regardless if you have fly or if you're hard to hit or if you have smelly plagues of clouds or whatever.
There's one that gives you an inbound save though, so you're probably just going to take that.
Yeah, it's probably the best thing to take. Otherwise, you're going to just get blown out of the sky.
Yeah.
And there's one with the warp spiders that let you move 6 inches out of combat at the end of a fight phase. Which
the
could,
end of the fight phase.
yeah, any fight phase. So if they get charged, they can step back, which is pretty good. But there's other better ones that they can do.
Okay. Should we talk about Space Marines?
Yeah, why not? So everything's about Space Marines.
Camacloaks. They just shored up the wording on it. So you
Yeah.
just get +1 to your save when you're in cover now.
Hello.
Same thing. Lookout Stir and Snipers, we already talked about that.
Yep.
Big thing, Chaplain Dreadnoughts have gone to Legions.
Oh yes.
So that's not a problem. Sorted that one out.
Sisters about Repressors also went to
Good jobs. Good jobs, G-dubs, because that shit was stupid.
We all saw it coming.
Yeah, I think. That last time.
The other thing is the Leviathan with Storm Cannons has gone up. I think about 30 points if you take the Storm Cannon.
Ooh.
Because the Storm Cannons are amazing.
So they're like going to be a core part of my fucking army going forward, I think.
Yeah.
Because that's a good center unit.
There was, this was somebody, it was the Iron Hands, and they get +1 damage to the Storm Cannon or something, so they're 3 damage each.
Shut up.
God,
Apart from that, nothing really major. It's all just kind of tidied everything up so it works pretty much the same way it did before.
Right.
Ultramarines, they did change. Well, they didn't really change it, but they tidied up the way that defensive focus works, which I hadn't really thought about originally, but now that I'm thinking about it, it seems like a really good strat. So defensive focus basically is something charges a unit.
Right.
You burn 2 CP, and 3 other units that are within 6 inches of the unit that got charged can all overwatch.
Micro tower.
So yeah, by spending 1 CP to overwatch, you're effectively overwatching with 4 units worth of.
Yeah.
So pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
Really good.
Pretty good.
Really good. Worryingly so.
For Dark Angel, so for Dark Angels, the FAQ, we talked about the Grim Resolve thing with auto passing combat attrition tests, but there was, and I gotta get my phone out of this, there was a weird part of the FAQ which I noticed, and this may have already been brought up all over the show, but I've been kind of out of it this week, so I haven't seen it, so I'm just gonna bring it up anyway.
And that's what our podcast is about, mostly.
Yeah, pretty much. And of course, by tomorrow, everything will be changed. Reanimation protocols have probably been out, and we'll know all about it.
Yeah.
We'll be behind. Living at the bottom of the world's real fun. Okay, so question. When a unit with and they shall know no fear ability takes a morale test, is the number that is added to the dice roll for the number of models destroyed in that unit for that turn considered to be a modifier for the purpose of re-rolling before modifiers? What the fuck is it talking about?
I had no idea. You've read it to me twice. He's read it to me off camera, and I still can't figure out what the hell it's trying to tell me.
So is the number that is added to the dice roll for the number of models destroyed?
I have no idea.
What?
And it's if it's a bank holiday, but if the bank holidays are already on a
But
holiday.
there's nothing in the combat attrition test that counts for, right?
Not
adds
that I
numbers
can
or
think
anything.
of.
So I think this is alluding to something about and they shall know no fear that we don't know about yet.
Yeah.
So that rule is
That's
obviously
the
going to have to
implementing
change. The morale
Yeah.
phase has had to change. So there's something going on there that we don't know about, and I just thought it was interesting.
It is interesting. I mean, I can't comment on it because I have no idea what the language is trying to tell me.
I'm assuming that what it's trying to tell us is that when you do morale tests and you have and they shall know no fear, you ignore any modifiers to that roll.
Well, no, okay, that makes sense.
So when the unit gets smaller or whatever, it goes under half strength, they don't give a shit.
No, I wouldn't say that. It's things like if the hemlock is close by and it's giving a -2.
Yeah. But remember, if your unit's under half strength, you add 1 to the roll for attrition.
Oh,
I
of
think
course.
they'll ignore that too.
Oh, okay.
Because that's another modifier to the roll.
Yeah, so they're less likely to run off.
Yeah.
I
I think that's what it's going to be.
So do you think it's just going to be for them or is it going to be for everyone?
It does say when a unit with and they shall know no fear does a combat attrition.
See, that just makes me salty.
It'll be interesting.
So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it could be something a change coming that we haven't seen yet.
Maybe if they.
Do I want
give us
to?
a Games
Am I
Workshop
talking about how I
series.
think they're going to play? How I'm going to play them? Are we doing that?
No,
now? Or are we doing that
I just
later?
need to quickly talk about Harlequins and Grey Knights. It'll be very quick there.
Okay.
Harlequins is basically, they've clarified that the flip belts, it's not a fly thing, but it ignores all vertical measurements for terrain.
So old fly.
Yeah, so it's how flip belts, as far as I know, have always been played. Open toe vehicles have changed. So if they get tagged in combat, if an open top vehicle gets tagged in combat, Normally, the people inside wouldn't be able to shoot, but they've changed it so the people.
It's my turn to drink the gross beer. Sorry.
The troops can shoot as long as they're armed with pistols. So that's really good for Harlequins.
Oh yeah, there was.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the thing. Is that for everybody? Because I didn't.
I think
notice
that's everything with. It's a general FAQ. So
yeah. So
Right.
your
Yeah.
land speeder storms or whatever. Do the Ute scoot? The scooter Utes don't get it, do they? They're not open topped.
I have no idea.
I think you can shoot at the top of them.
So be
but yeah, so
raiders.
if your vehicle's in combat, your boys can shoot your
Do
pistols out.
Dark Eldar have pistols? Like on their normal troops and stuff? I know like some of their bossmans do.
The codex is upstairs. I don't know. I don't know.
The Capelite warriors got shafted
I don't
with
think
points.
they do. Don't. Yeah. So should we talk about Drukhari then?
If you want, yeah.
Drukhari. They've changed poison.
Oh, they changed poison.
Yep. So it used to be you could target anything in the game
Yeah.
with your poison,
Right.
and as long as it wasn't a vehicle or a Titanic unit, you'd wound it on a 4+, and if it was, you'd wound it on a 6+.
Mm-hmm.
That 6+ is gone.
So you can't
So
wound
you
them.
can't fish for 6s with your poison weapons anymore.
Ah.
That is so not cool because
They just can't shoot vehicles at all.
there's always been
can't
a
do it.
thing. That's the whole thing about the new editions that you always wound on 6, regardless of what it is.
So that's probably why they removed it. Because now you always wound on 6 anyway, so they don't need it on their poison weapons anymore. They don't need that specifically written to their poison weapons.
Well,
Although-
it was a rule in 8th anyway. No. What? No,
Orcs had it.
It was always a rule in 8th as well, regardless of the strength of the weapon.
Was it?
Yeah. You always wound in 6. It was a problem in 7th because you reached a point where your weapons couldn't wound
I
things
did not
anymore.
know you could always wound on a 6.
It's
That's
fine.
how I killed like one of his big bugs, his big tyrannid bug.
Yeah, with a
Because
pistol.
it's
Ninga.
like nearly, I had like 80, well, I had 60 guys
Is that
firing
how do
4
I
times
must
at
have
the
known
whole
that.
bug. But then you think,
Yeah, so actually it's an irrelevant change, so don't worry.
Yeah.
what do you think about that though? Anyway?
I don't know how you play Drukhari anymore.
I don't know either. I don't really care. I just play Imperial Guard, so
Yeah.
it's alright.
I don't know how they work.
I don't know them well enough.
It's real weird. I don't know what to do with Drukhari. Anyway.
That's a labor roll. Grey Knights, they pretty much got away with scot-free with nothing. The only thing I've noticed is the falchions went up, which is the weapon everyone took, which is the double swords.
Which is
Oh,
why they
yeah.
went up.
Yeah, they went up, so they're 4 points per pair now. So everyone's like, get rid of them. It's not worth it anymore.
It's just that's a power sword cost anyway.
Well, I think all the other ones are free or something,
Oh, okay.
or half the price. So everyone's going, halberds.
Halberds are quite good though, aren't they?
Halberds are amazing. It's +1 strength. So, and I just think they look cooler.
Yeah.
They do look exceptionally cooler.
They're pretty dope.
I just want them to bring new models for them because Grey Knights are supposed to be bigger than Marines, right?
They're looking pretty chody at the moment.
And now they're kind of the same size as pilots.
There are a few general things about the point changes I wanted to bring up.
Hello.
Thousand Suns did ridiculously well.
Yes.
Insanely well.
Henry Cavill will be happy.
No, he plays Custodes, but they also
They
did
also
very
did
well.
really
Oh,
well.
the hell-
So,
that's predictable.
literally,
I knew you
okay,
would say
so
that.
some of the Thousand Suns units were overcosted.
Yeah.
Their Terminators are one of the only things that have actually dropped in points in this FAQ.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
The Scarab Occult have gotten cheaper, and
Okay.
the Rubrics are 2 points cheaper. They only went up by 2 points.
Well, they needed it.
Yeah.
They suffered. They didn't. They had trouble.
They're in a weird spot because they kind of, in some situations, they're too good,
Yeah.
but in others, they're just crap.
It's the same with Harlequins. These sort of elite armies, they excel
Yeah.
at something, and if they're not in that situation, they are toast.
I really want to make a Custodes army.
You can,
Because
it's
I love their Terminators, and their Terminators have dropped in points as well.
It's not many models,
Yeah, well, it's pretty
No.
cheap army to make too, which
Yeah.
is pretty cool.
especially down here.
Yeah, Custodes got up really well, like really, really well.
They did. They're probably the biggest winners. I
Yeah,
think.
I think so.
All things
And some of the new strats are insane,
Yeah.
but that's from Psychic Awakening a while ago.
Orcs.
Orcs.
Orcs got
Grots
shafted.
went up 5 points.
Grots.
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 So your Grot shields are suddenly quite expensive.
That's
Oh,
a.
okay.
5 points a model.
Oh, so they didn't go up by 5 points. They went up to 5 points. What were they before?
I can't
I
remember.
don't know.
I don't know.
I don't really.
But not 5 points.
Not that much.
But you consider that
Um,
that this whole edition's about objectives.
Yeah.
If you have something that can save your ass.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Fair
I
life,
think
that is pretty
I think that's pretty much just because
Yeah.
of grot shields.
Yeah.
The Met gun went up 50%.
Yeah, well, it deserved it.
The Met gun is now 120 points.
It deserved it. It was.
Fuck you.
It was a pretty. It was a order of include. If you saw an orc list, they had mech guns.
Yeah. And
got
Orc Boys
this.
went up 1 point, which
Yeah.
we already kind of talked
Which is
about.
fine.
Yeah,
so
which we
fine.
yeah.
Shield drones went up 5 points.
Tau got shafted.
Yeah, but
Shield
James
drones.
will have some things to say next week.
Yeah.
every tag gets
He'll talk about
shafted
chaos
every
as
year.
well.
They get shafted every edition, so I'm kind of like, oh yeah.
But they keep kicking butt though. Shit, man.
See, I think the problem is they all went up a lot in price because now that they have degraded good that allows them to Overwatch for free, that has to be costed into the cost of everything in the Tau army.
Right.
So this freebie rule is not free.
No,
You're
it's
paying
never
for
free.
it somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's in points. It's the same with reanimation protocol on Necrons. It's the same deal. You get a second-ish shooting phase.
Yeah.
So you had to pay
You
for
just pay
it.
the points for it.
Yeah.
Their vehicles didn't change much at all.
Their vehicles.
Yeah.
Tau
No.
vehicles.
So those tanks that you saw a lot of at the beginning of 8th.
The ones that look
Yeah.
like the Phantom
Remember the
Menace?
triple
Yeah.
ion? Yeah.
The hammerheads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hammerheads, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see some of them again.
I think they're cool. I want to see more of them.
That's cool.
And they're
I want
good.
to see more towels.
Now
Yeah.
they can move and shoot without penalty.
Are they blast? Are those ion
Wait.
accelerators going to be blast? now?
Isn't that going to have to change one of the
Oh yeah, one of the
drone things?
yeah, because it lets you
Ignore the heavy.
the
penalty for
penalty for
moving.
moving or advancing.
Yeah. So that will have to change.
That'll change.
I mean that'll be cool though. It'd be nice to see some more Tau.
And the microline system's kind of fucked anyway, so hopefully it changes entirely for
Yeah, but that'd be the next
Eighth.
codex.
yeah.
Next edition.
That's that. How you gonna play
See
your
ya.
armies,
No.
guys? How you gonna play your armies?
How am I gonna? I got so many armies.
Where do you want to start?
Sisters.
Sisters. How do you think Sisters are gonna play in 8th?
I think they're gonna play really well.
Yeah.
I think they never got their time to shine.
COVID kind of fucked them over.
COVID kind of fucked them over. I think they have a ridiculously good mechanic with Miracle Dice. It is so good, and it truly annoys my opponents when they
Yeah, it's
see
pretty
me use it.
frustrating.
True.
It's because with Miracle Dice, it's better than rerolls, better than anything, because you guarantee something in a random game. It's not like coming out of charge. You have a lot of people. I have 3 dice and I get to reroll them and all these sort of things, but it's not guaranteed. It's still not guaranteed. But if you have the right Miracle Dice, yeah, I know I'm gonna make that charge.
No, you don't. Yeah.
There's no question. I know it's going to happen,
Yeah.
and that's all the power in this game.
That's and just things like Overwatch as well.
Yeah.
Like, man.
The other thing is, I feel like a lot of this game, the missions, at least the missions that we've seen, it's a lot of enemy denying your opponent things, opposed to actually trying to achieve things yourself.
Yeah. There's a
so-
lot of area denial and stuff. Hey.
So there's things that
What
you
denial?
want. What do you want? You want transports.
Yeah.
And what's the second thing you want? You want durable troops or
Yeah.
things that can hold objectives, because you need to be able to drive up fast, park them on objectives, and
Yeah,
just
you
survive.
need to get there and sit there.
Yeah.
Um,
And Valor's Heart, which is
fucking valorous, fucking hard.
which allows anyone within range of their Magifier to ignore -2 AP on weapons.
Are you serious?
Which in cover means that you can shoot them with a -2 gun and they still have a 2-up save.
Exactly, and
It's
that
the
is
most frustrating
That's gonna
thing.
get
Just
nerfed, surely.
no.
that one.
No.
It's mine. It can't get
it's
touched.
real. It's really, really, really frustrating. To
It's
deal with.
it's really frustrating. It's really good, and I think you can see a
And
lot
if
more of
there's-
them.
and especially you can imagine them sitting on an objective and raising the banner, and you're
Yeah.
just shooting your entire army into that little 10-man squad of ladies.
Yep.
Can't shift them.
Can't
You
move
just
'em.
Can't.
And the thing is, it
And
works
the
in
annoying
melee
thing
as
is
well.
You then have to waste your fire that you really need to take out a threat. You have
Yeah.
to waste killing a fucking squad of T3
Yep,
troops, and it hurts so bad to do.
I mean,
but you got to do it.
yeah.
you gotta do it.
If,
You gotta do
if
it.
the sisters are painted as well as
It messes with your
I'm
target
quite happy
priority.
To get wiped by.
Thank you. See, I'm not doing
Yeah,
it.
and sisters should be good.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I've won the
Fuck, it's
Sisters
annoying.
armies for years, and now they're finally good.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see potentially either a lot of transport heavy lists, regardless
Yeah,
of what
I think
army you
in
take.
general, yeah, mechanized infantry is going to be a
So
thing.
you're gonna either have
Steel Legion.
a possibility
Yeah.
is like a lot of immolators and rhinos full of a lot of bodies, just bodies and bodies of sisters.
It's weird how we were saying like, oh, you're never going to see troops again,
Yeah.
and now we're like bodies and bodies and
Yeah.
bodies and bodies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, flood the board.
You can have
Yeah.
all the tanks
Right.
in the world, but if you can't shift things and you can't hold objectives because there's one obsec girl sitting on it.
Yeah, that's
it.
all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
obsec is really, really important.
Yeah, I think with Imperial Guard, I'd say basically what you just emphasised at the end, Alan, is just. I guess in saying that though, I would say Talon. I'd say I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to start seeing some more Talon armies. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah, or some of those custom regiments.
Yeah, some custom regiments like
Did you just trip over?
that's the dog.
Oh,
Yeah.
Monty.
Oh,
Oh, my
poor
poor
guards
boy.
for the dog, please. So like Steel Legion-y boys or Talon with those
Yeah.
perks that they get, I think buckle in. But again, it's that whole thing of just balancing it out because you do have points to play with, obviously, but you need to also sort of think about objectives, season
Yeah.
objectives, all that kind of thing. Where you're going to place your tanks.
Yeah, and how you're going to place them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe store half of them behind the building. I don't know. Me, I don't personally care. I'm just gonna be. I've always been.
You're playing your section, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. Just on my own. I win. Does your army have a beard? It's like guess who? But I don't know why I said that. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna play fluffy, so it doesn't matter. I'm gonna play infantry heavy. Whether or not that's gonna work out for me, I don't care. I don't care. We'll see what happens with the new commissar rules. I would like some.
Yeah,
more
that'll be
Bazzy-
cool.
Some more Bazzy boys. Some Bazzy
Yeah,
boys.
Bazzies are cool.
And-
I want you to get some wyverns.
Oh my god,
Wyverns.
that's
Yeah.
my next thing. I think I am gonna do. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not. You know, I say I play fluffy, but I'm kind.
I do want some wyverns.
I wouldn't mind 3 of them and 3 battles. That would be pretty cool.
Do you want some slap down power and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine just infantry heavy, and then
Artillery.
3 basilisks and 3 wyverns.
It's, I mean, to be honest, it's still pretty fun.
that's still very fluffy and very
Yeah,
cool.
a lot of infantry and artillery, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Marines, I think Marines are going to be really fucking good. Really good troops, really good area denial, which I think is going to be important on the shop board.
Of course, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think,
I'm not angry.
so for I play my Marines as sometimes Ultramarines and sometimes White Scars,
I change it up a bit.
and sometimes Dark Angels.
Yeah.
I think, but basically whatever, I'm going to come with the same strategy every time. Basically, a really strong like center core unit, like maybe Leviathan with storm cannons, or I'm thinking there are those really good Forge World tanks, the Sakarans.
Oh yeah.
There's
Have they
The Punisher.
come out for those yet? Sorry.
no, the Forge World haven't.
No,
yet.
so
So it depends
things
on
could
points.
change.
A weight with base with breath.
But at the moment, I'm thinking the core will either be Leviathan with Butcher Cannons or a Sakaran Punisher, which is the Gatling gun one,
Oh yeah.
paired with a Sakaran Tank Destroyer, which is the
What's the AP on that
Plasma
gun
gun.
by any chance?
-2. Shut up. But sort of parking them with each other so that you can screen one with the one that you don't want to charge.
Yeah.
So if you're getting charged by a like heavy vehicle unit, you put the Tank Destroyer first.
Yeah.
Like in kind of a herringbone pattern, I guess. And then if you're getting charged by infantry, you put the Punisher.
The T formation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sacred
how much do
T of strength.
The messianic T.
And then just a buttload of intercessors.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of tempted to have like a bunch of intercessors and then maybe 2 squads of, and everything 5-man, because blast is a thing.
Yeah.
And then have 2 maybe 5-man assault intercessor squads just sitting behind them as like a counter charge. So once you get into those into intercessors, because they're Ultramarines, they're going to step back,
Yeah.
shoot you, and then those chargy boys are going to go in and clear up.
I think Ultramarines is going to be really powerful just
Yeah.
because they can step back and still shoot.
I guess. Yeah, so I keep thinking my armies are 3 cores. So you've got the strong center, you've got your OBSEC, and then your harrying units, and I think those bikes are going to be really good.
Yep.
Skimming around the edges, so they're like your anti-OBSEC, I guess.
Yeah.
Clearing units off objectives, and then charging in to take care of what's on there.
Yeah.
Does this mean your Warby boys are taking a back step? Are you going to use them at all?
So I think, to be honest, like all my Marine armies are going to be like basically like that. So strong core in the center, troops to hold objectives and then harrying units to remove those troops. But the way they're going to do it is going to be very different.
The way the missions are laid out, there's very few times the objectives are actually in the middle of the board. So the game
is in a square around the center, though, right?
So at least because I haven't actually had a chance to play 9th yet, but from all the battle reports I've been watching, the game devolves into 2 flanks. There's always a fight on the left and a fight on the right. So you need to be able to either push one and hold the other, or push both or hold both. You got to decide how it's going to go.
But I think that makes it so much better when you have a unit like a Leviathan that can just sit in the middle of the board.
Yeah, and be a threat.
And can hit both flanks equally.
Yeah.
Or like 9 basilisks in the corner.
And don't care. They can hit anything equally.
Anything.
Was it 90-inch range to hit the next board?
Yeah. I think Scars are going to be really good because they have that stratagem where they can advance a tank and then run out of it.
Yeah.
Which is going to be really helpful for getting on objectives really quick. Dark Angels, same principle, except their harrying units are also their tank hunting units as well, so they can have a lot more like flexibility around that.
Yeah.
With their the Raven Wing Lieutenant Speeder and the Black Knights Terminators for combat support when things do get into your holding them. It's all pretty good. It's all pretty good from Marines there.
About my sister's army, I love my Repentier. I think they're probably one of the best units in the Codex.
They're insanely good. when you set them in a Rhino, they're very, very, very good.
Speaking of which, we need an updated Rhino, right?
For what?
For Sisters.
They haven't updated Rhino.
No, they got
a new shiny Rhino.
Oh, I'm thinking about the hovery one, am I? Is that that one?
No,
it's not.
No.
Sisters don't get hover tech.
No, it's not even a new Rhino. It's the same Rhino, but with a little upgrade kit.
Yeah, it's literally got the 2006 stamp on the side and just got
serious?
upgrades. Yeah, it's got upgrade sprue.
Oh, no wonder I thought they didn't exist, because they fucking don't. It's the same thing.
But
they do. They are different. They are different. The doors are different, and the trimmings are different.
The doors are different, and you can.
They have the cool round old Rhino doors.
Hey guys, I got a new house. Well, it's the same house. I just replaced the doors. Then it's not a new house.
Well, if you keep replacing things, the walls eventually it's still the same house.
Yeah.
But the most powerful thing about the Repentier, because in the last game we played, I charged one early on in the game, but I kept the other one until the very end. They only charged at the very last instance of the game.
The last turn. We had the last turn on the last turn.
But what they did was they had I can't remember, the threat range of they are 6 plus 6 to advance, so 12, 3 inches out the Rhino, so that's 6, 6, 15.
Not 3 inches out the Rhino anymore. It's because of the way disembarking works.
But I've always done it wholly with it, so I've been doing it. I never got the extra distance.
But now you got to measure from the back of the Rhino instead of the front of the Rhino.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
You got to get them out.
But
then move them.
You see, but that's the thing, mate. New doors.
Oh, he's got new doors.
But the new doors.
New
doors, special rules.
Yeah, so that's actually a point. Like, I don't know if we talked about this. We did talk about this last time, but I don't think I said. Like, just adding 3 inches to the movement of your units, that's not okay anymore.
No.
Because you have to get them out and place them and then move them, because it does affect your movement range.
It does.
The disembarking rules.
But anyways, what they provided was this massive, and plus if I had 2 miracle dices, where 6 and a 6 or 6 and a 6 and a 5, that's a guaranteed 12-inch or 11-inch charge. That was this huge section of the map people did not want to get close to.
Didn't want to engage with them.
Because they knew if those sisters got out.
Because if you can't blow the Rhino and then kill them with shooting, you just don't go near them.
No, you just
keep
avoid
as
them.
far away from them as you fucking can.
Because
especially late game when they're just and you've got nothing left, you just can't.
Whatever they get in combat with, they will kill.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about buying some sisters and then just cutting off their boobs, giving them haircuts, and calling them brothers, and play against you all the time.
Yes.
Because I just know I'm going to get wiped off the board when playing against sisters against you now. Well, not just against you, but like everyone else.
That is really horrible.
I wouldn't actually do that. Come on, I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that?
There was something else.
There would be some sick fucking
Brothers in battle.
Brothers of battle.
Actually, this brings me to.
Brothers of combat.
This brings me one thing. There's been a slight nerf to the Repentier, just by the mechanics of the way multipliers and things are done in 9th now. Before, if they were near a Magifier, they got +1 to their strengths, so then you doubled their their weapon, then doubled it, and that made them strength 8. The way that the modifiers are applied now is even if the strength doubles their strength profile, you have to double it first, then you add layers. So before, when they got to strength 8 in 8th edition, now they can only get the strength 7.
Oh, that's pathetic.
Yeah, so you do your pluses after your times 2s.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So power fists strength 8.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
on them.
Because there's no.
Does that then change?
So I don't care. Basically, is what I'm saying.
I mean, yeah. You say they're nerfed, Alan, but you're full
A
of
little
shit.
bit, a little bit. They will still kill anything they come in contact with.
I'm really excited to play me some Necrons, you guys. Just 2 20-man blobs with a
Warriors.
Resorb, with a Warlord with the Relic Resurrection Orb standing in the middle.
Yeah.
Just go for gold. Just shoot me as much as you want. That's all it is.
What I look forward to most at the beginning of 9th is you're going to see a lot of wacky armies and wacky lists.
Yeah, people
out.
are going to bring some weird shit.
Yeah, they'll be kind of cool. I look forward to that.
It's a
I
Crimean
love it.
explosion of list building, and then everyone settles into their meta, and then it gets boring after that.
it gets boring.
Hopefully they'll bring out a new edition by then.
This edition came real quick, eh?
It did.
It did.
It felt real quick.
But I'm not fussed. I mean, I quite like them updating the rules. I love it when they change the rules. It makes me have to change the way I play. I actually enjoy that.
There was a real good Facebook post on one of the pages today, someone being like, I think, does this I'm new to the game and I realized that this is a thing that happens. I literally just started and bought my codex, and now within 2 weeks, I've got to buy a new one, and it's made redundant, and everyone's just like, welcome to GW. Welcome.
Yeah, right,
welcome.
yeah.
Actually, they've been pretty good when people have done that in the past, where they've let them change the book out.
They have been, and there's kind of no, I get it back in the day, there's kind of no excuse now. You got social media and stuff, just keep your fucking
Digital
Instagram,
codexes,
mate.
yeah. But fuck, man.
Yeah, I do feel sorry for him or her, but
Yeah.
they gotta,
But I'm amped. I'm super excited for this next
I
edition.
am.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a bit worried about the missions and the way that they're structured at the moment, but we haven't gotten the tournament pack yet, so we don't know what those ones are going to be like.
Have we got anything else?
I'm kind of worried about that as well, actually.
Have we got anything else on the Great Crusades?
I haven't really been
No,
following
so
that.
that's- I don't think anyone cares. At the moment.
I watched a video, if you haven't seen it, Winters, who's a YouTube guy that you probably know about.
Oh, yeah.
Did a big hour-and-a-half rant on why the Crusade system sucks balls.
Nice.
And he's a real fluffy
He loves fluff.
yeah. So that's really saying something.
But the thing is, the tabletop guys are really excited about it. Tabletop Tactics.
Yeah.
They're really amped about doing a narrative campaign. Or somebody else was. I'm pretty sure they were as well. Some people are, but then other people hate it. Hate what they've seen.
Yeah, I don't get it.
You're never going to please everyone, but at the end of the day, we can only just
play what you find fun.
Yeah, just have fun. Just
Give it a
if
go.
you don't like it, just make up your
The
own
fact that
shit.
there's
You do what you
yeah.
want when you're playing at
Yeah.
home. You know?
The fact that there's 2 options now, it's like, well, you're no longer in a, it's like being in America rather than North Korea. You've only got a choice of 1 leader in North Korea, didn't you? But at least in the States,
Until he
you've got
kicks it.
potentially 2.
Okay, I see where you go.
to
Yeah.
pick from, during the general election.
That's 100%
Right.
more.
Yeah, that's 100% more. That's nearly double.
Okay.
I've seen some people's theory.
I think differently, Kit. You've been here long enough. Do you want to talk more about my surfboard?
Yes, please.
I don't.
I've seen a lot of people theory hammering ways to break the 9th missions as they are now, the ones that we've seen in the big rule book.
Oh shit.
Basically, you just need to hold the primaries for turn 2 and 3, and after which point, it's pretty much impossible for your opponent to crawl back. So things I see doing very well, Death Guard spam, Death Guard Rhino
So Death
spam.
Guard got off pretty good too with the points changes.
They did.
They didn't go up at all.
They got really good. And
Yeah. I think they went
what's
up a
that
tiny bit.
foul blight spawn? The smelly guy, the one that we faced.
Stinky guy?
Stinky guy, the one that makes you fight less even if you charge. You lose the charge roll. That is really, really good in 9th edition now.
Yeah, he's horrific.
Because that means you get a strike first.
And if
in
you've got your
opponent's face.
boys with the flails on the obs and then,
Yeah.
you know.
You gotta
turn
crack
2.
those rhinos and then you gotta shoot Death Guard Marines, and they are hard to shift.
They are fucking hard to shift.
They can sit there happily for 2-3 turns and just suck up all the points, and then you can't get it back.
I was really grumpy about that. That's what I was talking about before.
I know, but we're not talking about that.
We're not talking about it. Jordan!
We know you don't watch this.
We know you don't watch this.
Comment below if you're watching this, Jordan.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah. Post a meme of that funeral meme.
Yeah.
Just do a called hit marker on the in the comments.
That was quite good.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was very, well done.
Yeah.
Do
Do you want to talk about
to talk about the secondary objectives?
Oh.
how are we doing on time? I feel like we're pushing.
We always say this for next week.
Yeah, I think maybe we talk about missions next week.
Yeah.
We will.
And then James can talk about Chaos and Tau and
Because I won't be here, just letting you know.
demons.
Taking a week off.
Yeah, Henry's not
Going
here next
back
week.
how armies would change, because I got
Skip
a
that
few
one.
armies. The Harlequins, they're not going to change. They're pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's me.
Harlequin, well, yeah.
The only thing is your bikes aren't going to be groups of 6s. They're going to be groups of 5s.
Right.
You're going to bring as many
Yeah.
transports as you can. And you're just going to have to try to score fast.
That's everyone.
Score fast and furious, and then...
Yeah, see, that's kind of what I'm worried about with these new missions. I don't know. And it's hard for me to say because I haven't played a lot yet, but...
At all.
It feels like you're just going in there, and then whoever gets there first, and then you just kind of stand around.
But it's not standing around though. It's holding your fucking ground and hope you don't get obliterated by the other.
Yeah, I mean you're getting shot and you're like doing shooting and stuff, but it does kind of. It feels a lot. It feels very static.
I don't think the game's going to be close.
Unfortunately, that's what war's like. So.
I don't think the game's going to be
Yeah.
close. Somebody's just going to win by a large margin.
You reckon?
I don't reckon the game's going to be close. With progressive scoring, who's ever winning wins more faster.
Yeah.
Well, they are making the
A
game
lot of the
faster, aren't
time.
they?
Yeah.
You can play during your lunch break.
That's where the secondaries come in, right? So you can tailor your secondaries to your.
But that's the thing with the secondaries. Almost none of the secondaries are.
They're really hard.
You can't. Most of them you can't actually score
really
the full
difficult.
points by the end of the game.
Yeah.
And some of them are all or nothing. So that's a big gamble.
Yeah. It is.
We're not really talking about them, but there's a lot of psychic ones, and I think they're a trap. I think they're a bad idea to take. The only
reckon?
I would never take them if the opponent, unless the opponent has literally zero way to deal with psychic powers. I would never. It's exactly. It was like someone brought a guard army with no psychics. That's when I would choose to take it. But if the opponent has any chance or any ability to actually deny psychic powers, that's 15 points you might not get at all. Because like sisters have a 4-up. All right, that psychic power is gone. The
Dark Angels, just no.
Yeah, you're like, no, and that's it. No points for you.
Yeah.
I think they're a terrible idea.
I might get some.
You should. The guard psychers are good.
They're actually really good.
Yeah.
Their
I
powers
just
are
don't
quite
really like the
badass.
models.
You should get a little Inquisitor.
Just make your own.
They're really good.
Yeah, I'm thinking about. I'm not sure if I can do it. I'm gonna do the Chrome Lec psychers that they make. The model brand.
Yeah.
Is it Chrome Lec?
Yeah,
That's how you pronounce
Cromlech?
it. Chrome Lec.
Is it Cromlech or Cromtech?
Cromtech. Oh, Cromtech sounds too close to Comtech.
That's where you got your wheels
Yeah.
from.
Who left?
No, those are Victorian
Victorian miniatures.
which are really good.
They're quite good
They
too.
have a psyker as well. And they have a female missionary, which is a really cool model. But I got
Yeah.
someone
Probably-
which I like better.
I'm getting. Speaking of third-party models, our good friend James Sabo Abbott
Yeah.
has he's part of that. You know, Reptilian Overlords.
Oh, is he part of that?
No, but he gets the subscription for it.
Oh, cool.
And because I play Dark Heresy with him, I just made a new character. There's lots of photos on Instagram. You can have a look at Minor Conflict on Instagram. That's how you do a natural plug, people.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
how you do
Segue.
it. He's got a bunch. He's got like some of the most interesting like cultist models. And they're all so varied and like so different, and all the guns and stuff are different, and they look amazing.
Yeah.
They're
I
real
wish
cool.
he had a YouTube channel because he'll get more subscribers and views in this one.
I want to try and get him on to do this.
You
I want
should.
to start doing Dark Heresy as like a series on here.
Oh, that'd be
The
cool.
Dark series.
That'd be cool.
Can we do like a clean heresy and like have like just Imperial guns?
It wouldn't be clean heresy. It'd be like a light heresy.
Yeah, light heresy.
I can't believe it's not
Heresy
heresy.
light?
Illuminated heresy.
Illuminated.
Yeah.
Utterly heresy.
Utterly, butterly.
That's for you English listeners out there.
There you go. Yeah, cool. I think that's us.
Sweet, cool.
Yeah.
We'll see you all next week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Facebooks and YouTubes and Instagrams and
Yeah.
minor conflicts and
And share it if you want to know what happened to my surfboards tonight.
yeah.
God, I hope they're fucking still there.
Comment below if your army got
P.S.,
fucked over by
if-
the
if,
FAQ.
If tomorrow
Yeah.
you're looking for some new surfboards,
Yeah.
Henry lives at yeah, cool.
Sweet.
See you next week.
Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Shut, shut, shut.